All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. All right. So we are diving deep into the second section now, right? So today is repeat movement. We're just learning a new transition and we're really going to review. So we're going to take advantage of the fact that we're not going to be learning a truly new movement and just a new transition. So we're going to practice the whole thing. So what we've learned from opening all the way through that parry, block, and punch that we were working on last week, okay? So typically now in the second section, we really start at cross hands, which is the beginning of the second section. But because we're doing that repeat movement, I really want to get you warmed up and get moving today. So let's get started, all right? We're going to turn so we all move the same way. Remember, adjust in your space accordingly. So starting in prepare, let's take a moment. Lift through the crown of your head. Let the shoulders hang down. Remember, we always have that little piece of fruit under the arms. Weight is centered on the feet. Relax the waist so we're finding length from the neck all the way down to the tailbone. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release any tension you might feel in the body. And let's float the arms up for opening. Shoulder height and shoulder width. Upper arms go down, forearms, and then palms till they sit in front of your hips. Shift to your left. Turn on that right heel, moving into ward off left. Right arm on top, left arm underneath as you step out. Turning, remember, left arm in line, shoulder, elbow, and wrist. Shift some weight back. Turn your whole body together. Rotate both arms, left palm down, right fingertips point, and then bend that right arm underneath. Hinge it up, ward off, right. Rotate both arms with a string between them, roll back. Left palm towards the sky, shifting, turning from your waist. Left palm to right forearm. Expand up and out for press. Open up both arms, come back over a ball, sit up the palms at the last moment, and then push. Single whip, flatten the arms. Turn from your waist, big circle. Rotate on that right heel, press down. Relax that left foot, make a hook. Turn over the palm, show standing ward off, and then palm. Shift your weight back. Turn from your waist. Open up the hook. Empty stance on the heel, raise hands and step forward. Both arms go down, circle for white crane. Left arm on top as we step and close the arms. Right arm passes on the outside. Left palm by the hip, white crane. Look at your right palm. Left arm goes up, brush knee. 2 circles as we step. We think we clear off that table and then palm strike. Hand strums the glute, reaching out, step in. Pull back, touch with the heel, up and down with the arms. Right arm goes down, then left palm presses down, sweeping, and then strike. Okay, other side. Keeping aware of our space here, shift back and turn that left palm over. Swing the left arm down, look away from your screens as you step. Brush knee and push. Right arm comes up, turn the arm and leg together. Swing that right arm down. Step out, brush knee, and push. All right, reaching out, hand strums the glute, step in, pull back, left arm stays down, and then up and down with the arms. Play guitar, hand strums the glute. Right arm goes down, circle, sit up that palm, step, bring the hand to the shoulder and straight out for brush knee and push. Parry, block, and punch. Left arm comes up and turns just like brush knee. Now both arms go down, circle. Stepping, parry, hold back your opponent, and then punch. Separate the arms, both palms face the sky. We're breaking a grab over the forearm for a parent closing up, and then sit up the palms for push. Turn that right arm, chop out to the corner direction. Wild West arms for a moment. Stepping in, parallel stance, cross hands. Shift your weight to the right, starting into the second section. Turn on that left heel. Separate the arms, left arm goes down. Looks like brush knee, step. Different meaning, embrace the tiger, return to the mountain. Roll back, bicycle the arms, connect out with the right forearm and turn from your waist. Touching the forearm for press. Expand up and out. Both arms open up. We come back over that ball again. Sit up the palms and push. Fist under elbow, just like single whip, flatten the arms. Big circle, turning from your waist. Large arm movements. This time, push out to the side. We're going to transition step as we ward off and connect out. We're going to grab and rotate as we re-step. Pull down. Touch with the heel. Lift the left arm. Punching with the right fist. Open up that fist. Repulse monkey. Circle that arm. Stepping back. Hand to the shoulder and then rotate on that right heel. Left hand to the hip. Use your elbow, rotate that left arm. Right palm's gonna face up as you step back, pulling into that palm. One more, rotate, step back, and then pulling in. Diagonal flying, big circle with the arms. I'll do the alternate footwork. We're gonna close the arm, step back, shift and turn. Step your left foot to straight, step to the corner, big circle and turn with the arms, diagonal flying. Shift forward so you can step back, open up the arms, touch with the right heel, raise hands and step forward. Just like first section, both arms go down for white crane, left arm on top as we close and step. Right arm on the outside comes overhead, touch with the ball of the left foot. Look at your right arm. Left arm comes up, and then they circle and step. Brush knee and push. Needle at C-bottom, reaching out, step in. Pulling back, lift up those left toes. Now touch with the ball of the foot. Fold forward from your waist, needle at the C-bottom. Coming up, left hand to right wrist. Step for a bow stance. Pulling into that strike, right hands by the temple. Turn body chop with fist. Shift your weight back. Protecting your head and pressing down with the right arm. Make a small circle, make a fist. Draw your right foot in as you chop out just a little bit of weight. Now, pushing into that palm bow stance. Parry, block, and punch. Connect out like that bicycle arm. Swing both arms down. Parry. Parry again. Hold back or block. And then punch. You made it. Right? Yes. Okay. It's a lot of movements. Are we warmed up now? I'm going to grab a drink. All right. Do we have any questions up until that point? All right. So, next we have grasping the bird's tail. right? Which is that 5 movement sequence that we learn in the beginning of the form. Okay, so ward off left, ward off right, roll back, press, and push, right? So we count this form as 103, is what the Yang family counts it as. You also hear it as the 88 or the 108. That movement, grasping the bird's tail, is all 5 of those moves together, okay? So it's a little bit kind of, however you want to count it, it might be 150 moves, okay? But I'm not trying to scare you. I just want you to understand you already know these movements. We already got this locked in. We're just going to learn a new transition today, okay? So the best part is that right now we're just going to focus in on grasping the bird's tail. We're going to work on that new transition, and then we're going into single whip, okay? So we already have this chunk. We're just going to refine it today. So watch one time. I'm going to show you the new transition, okay? So we did parry, block, and punch, right? So just standard parry, block, and punch. Now we're going to shift some weight back, and we're going to connect out. So we're connecting with this arm, and we're pressing down with our fist for a moment. This is just a transition, okay? So from here, we're going to rotate, we're going to close the arms, and then it's normal grasping the bird's tail. Ward off right, roll back, press, and push all the way into single whip, okay? So let's talk about the transition. The footwork should be really, really easy, okay? So coming from a bow stance with your left foot forward, the only thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna shift enough weight back that we can turn and open those left toes. Now, since we're working on something we already know, I want you to really focus in on alignment here. So when we turn our left foot open, I want you to really keep this knee in line with the toe direction, okay? The natural thing is to kind of collapse the knees. I want you to be really aware. Build more strength in your legs. Now from here, pour that weight in, and you're gonna step out for a normal bow stance. Shift forward. Remember to lean into it, okay? So we don't wanna be here. We wanna lean into it, all right? So let's do it again. Stepping back, nice starting bow stance, sink into that right leg, knee in line. Step out, 2 lines between the feet, right? Okay, good. All right, leaning. Remember, we're keeping that lean. We move some weight back, we turn and open. We're gonna pour that weight back in. Now we're gonna shift. Our waist is kind of facing towards that corner as we step out, and then we move forward. Remember, final position is not closed. We're open for ward off right. That's simple, right? Okay, so the arms, okay? Remember, we have this ward off shape, right? This is gonna become very familiar, all right? We're getting really used to having this big arm shape, okay? So from our fist, I'm gonna show you the normal direction, then I'm gonna try and mirror you, okay? We have our left palm facing to our center of our forearm. We're going to simply adjust and connect out. So we're thinking connect, and our right fist is pointing diagonal down. Okay, so I'm going to turn towards you. Right fist, left palm. Okay, yes, all right. So what's going to happen? One going down, one going up, right? Tai Chi. Okay, so we're going to connect. Yes, and remember, we're not going to be too far back here. We're going to be in front of our bodies. Okay, perfect. All right, fist and left palm. Okay, so, yep, I'm mirroring you right now. Okay, so if you face your cameras, right fist and left palm. Perfect. Yes, there we go. Okay, so connecting out and pressing down. Okay, remember when we do that ward off, we really want to rotate that palm up, right? Because we're always using center of the forearm, so we get more activation through the arm. And then what happens also? Can you turn up this palm and have your elbow up? Not really, right? So one of the principles of practice is shoulders and elbows down. So if we turn this palm up, the elbow's automatically going to be down, and we have that fist diagonally pointing, okay? Now, from here, it's just that same transition, okay? So I want you to see for 1 second, from ward off left, this is the beginning of the form. We shift and we turn, right? And then we close the arms for ward off right, okay? This is similar, okay? We're here. We set up to here, okay? Then what do? We're going to turn and open that fist. And then we're going to close the arms. And then we're going to do ward off right, okay? So we're just getting into that same transition, okay? So from here, from the normal direction with that fist, okay? Nice alignment. Remember, we have that space between the palm and the arm, not too far, kind of close, facing that center of the forearm. Okay, now, fist comes down, arm connects out. Perfect. Okay, now, remember this is a rotate to grab, okay? Rotate to grab, fingers point down. Close the arms. And then ward off right. Nice. Beautiful ward off right. Remember here, try to relax down a little bit. Okay, try to relax those shoulders. Perfect. That's it, okay? So we're going to work on this a bunch, okay? Remember, it's the timing, right? So that upper and lower body, that waist turning, right? Because when we're doing these movements, what's leading the arm? We're not just doing this, right? We're turning. We're turning, okay? So we want to make sure that when we're using Tai Chi or we're playing Tai Chi, that everything is working together, okay? So we're not just going to use our arm, it's going to be turning, okay? And it's going to be weight shifting, okay, if we're standing, all right? So remember, we have 10 principles of practice. I've never actually listed them all out to you, but you've heard almost every single one. And one of them is coordinating upper and lower body so that we get that alignment and that full body power, okay? So starting from punch, give ourselves a really nice starting position, sink into that right leg, step out, okay? And then we have our punch. Perfect. Remember to lean into it that little bit, okay? Yes. All right, from here, we're going to shift some weight back. The arms start changing just a little bit, forward and back. As we open up, we're going to lean into this, okay? So I really want you to check this point here, okay? There's a big difference from moving and being here versus leaning into it and connecting out. So we really want to make sure that we poured our weight back in here, okay? Now, from here, this is where we're going to rotate and turn, open up that fist. Now, we close and we step. And then it's normal ward off right. So what are the things that you're getting used to me saying? Close and step. Center of the forearm, right? So when in doubt, connect those phrases and you'll usually nail it, okay? That's a nice looking ward off right I see in that screen. All right, so from punch, okay? Palm points to the center of the forearm, leaning into it, right? One line from the heel all the way through the crown of the head. Okay, shift some weight back. We're gonna connect out as we pour that weight back in. I want you to check, is that all that weight forward again, right? Now, rotate that left palm. Open up the fist. Close the arms as you step out. Now check. Left arm should be nice and reaching out. Right arm underneath. Why? This arm's going to pull back and down, and the hinge is going to come up. Now check. Left fingertips point to the center of the right forearm. Don't move. I'm coming close for a second. Don't move. Do we have this shape? Yes, we do. It looks good. Okay, now from here, keep the string connected between your arms. Turn from your waist. Rotate both arms to the corner. Now check. Stop for a second. Our torso should be just straight. Arms are to the corner, not too far. Okay? Only to corner. Left fingers point to the center of the right forearm, that left palm's to the sky. Now I'm going to drop my arm. I want you to see the space here. Okay? Avoid this. Okay? Keep that space. Keep that fruit under your arms. All right, now from here, shift your weight back, turn from your waist, roll back. So what happens? The waist leads the arms coming to your left corner. Now small waist movement, closing the arms. Touch the whole palm to the center of your right forearm. Expand up and out for press. Remember, elbow and knee are in line, and we're looking dead ahead. If we open up the torso and release the palm, we have ward off right, and press should be almost the same. Open up both arms, square up your shoulders. Perfect. Now draw back, sink, and sit up the palms. Yes, I see everyone leaning. Perfect. Now push. Okay, what's next? Every time, pretty much. Single whip. Flatten the arms. Still leaning into it here. Don't lean back, okay? We're always leaning forward. Turn from your waist. Left arm peels off first. Then the right arm follows. Big circle. Turn on that right heel as far as you can. Press down. Fingertips are going to point together. Relax that left foot. Bring the hands to the side. Now I want to check here. Left fingers point to the center of the right forearm. I'm going to lift my arms. See, like this? Then put them down. Okay? We're going to make a hook. We're going to look at our left palm. Now we're going to pick up. We're going to touch. We do a standing ward off. Our palm is ready here. And then we just move a little bit forward for single whip. Now check, this one's vertical. Vertical sitting up, not too wide. Relax into it. Remember, palm is shoulder height, but that hook hand is higher for throat level. Normal bow stance, but we want to make sure knees are in line. How are we doing? Yes. Nice, okay? I love it. Okay. It looks so good. All right. So the only thing I want to say is I think almost everyone needs their hook hand just a little smidge higher. There we go. Yes. Yes. Okay. This one's hard. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of this. Just that little tiny bit more makes a big difference. And everyone just nailed it when I said that. Okay. So let's do it again. Remember that when we're doing these movements, again, we're not here for martial arts, but knowing the meaning helps us, right? So this strike is to throat level. So if you ever have a mirror that you can look in, you'll see, or you try to imagine what that throat level is matching up to you, okay? Because remember, our opponent would always be the same height so that we have our best alignment, okay? So that's why from here, little smidge gives us a big difference, okay? All right, let's practice again, all right? Just burning this in, really focusing on the details of grasping the bird's tail. Remember, this set of movements or this little sequence here is a big part of our form. It can kind of be like your breath of fresh air as we practice, and it's like, oh, new move. Wait, oh, I have this part, right? So that's what we want to get to with this section. I want you to feel really comfortable with it. So remember, nice, good starting position. Always give ourselves that great position for our punch, right? Nice, solid fist. And our left palm faces the center of that forearm. Perfect. Relax the shoulders down that little bit more. Beautiful. Okay, from here, shift some weight back. Turn and open that left foot to the corner and pour that weight back in. Now check. Warding off out, right? We're turning that palm up, and then our fist is diagonal. The thing I always see here is that it's too far back. We really want to keep it ahead of our body. And then here, not too much with the elbow down, still keeping that thinking of the center of the forearm here, okay? Now, As you shift, you're going to open up the fist and rotate that left palm. Then you're going to close the arm so that right arm bends underneath as you step out. Left arm's reaching out, right arm's underneath. Hinge the right arm up, press down with the left palm. Now check. Elbow and knee in line. Nice. Okay. So what is the difference? It's this that I see a lot versus this. Okay. So our torso is open kind of towards the corner direction. All right. Now, keeping that string between both arms. Rotate till they get to the corner. Now check. Right palm is seated pretty much, not totally, but a little bit. Left fingers are pointing towards the right forearm and palm is towards the sky. Beautiful. Now use your waist. Turning, shifting your weight back, roll back. Now check, are you still leaning forward? We're not here. Sink into your hips. Now touch left palm to right forearm. Expand up and out for press. Okay, open up both arms, flatten them out. Come back over a ball till we sit up those palms. Are you leaning into it? And then we push. Single whip. We're going to break it down. Flatten both arms as you shift back. Perfect. Now, turn from your waist. Left arm peels off first. Now, whole body turn. Both arms go. Turn on that right heel. Big circle. Press down. Fingertips point together. Relax that left foot. Come to the corner direction. Left fingers point to the right forearm. Make a hook. Turn over the palm. You're going to pick up. Standing ward off. And then strike. Check. Torso's vertical. Sitting up nice and tall. Hook hands high enough. And then how's your knee? Are we turned in? Or are we using those muscles to keep it open, strengthening the legs and opening the hips? Yes. Oh, it looks good. Yeah. Feels good, right? I'm seeing smiles. That's really important. Do we have questions? Yeah, please.
Yes, it seems like one of my feet is always not turned enough. So I have to
In
like
single whip?
readjust. In the last part, when I turn to my left, my right foot hasn't pivoted enough. So anyway, I keep having to adjust my feet a little bit.
Normal. Totally normal. Okay. Single whip is one of the hardest turns we have in the form. Besides Fair Lady, if you're in the essential form class on Thursday nights right now, okay? It's the same turn, okay? So I want you to really be aware of that, all right? So this movement really challenges our hip rotation. So let's talk about that because this is why I'm spending time on this, right? Because this is like a repeat section we're gonna see a few more times, okay? So when we do this rotation, okay, we start from push, right? Okay, the first thing we have to be really aware of is, do we have a good starting bow stance? Okay, so if we have one line, that's going to make it really difficult. We really want to make sure we have a nice two lines. Now, what's the other part? Hip and waist rotation, okay? So shifting weight back. We really want to make sure everything is sinking in, okay? So now it's pretty empty. I can lift my toes a little, right? Okay. Now, when you turn from your waist, we're going to start turning from our waist first. Now, we're going to fold into this hip crease. You're going to fold and turn it in, okay? So I'm going to turn and face you for a moment, okay? I cannot do this mirror as well. So just watch the normal direction, okay? What do I mean by folding? Okay, I mean that when we turn, this is going to turn in. So we're rotating this whole thigh in the socket, okay? Now, this is new, right? How often do we do this in our daily life? Never. Okay, what can we do to help facilitate more movement in our hips? Okay, I'm going to sit on the floor for a second. When you're in bed, you can do this as well. Okay, taking our legs and rotating like this, rotating the whole leg out, the whole leg in, not just the feet. Okay, whole leg out, whole leg in. Okay, this will help with that rotation, okay? Because that's what we have to get, okay? So if you're here and you're turning from your waist and you're just trying to turn your foot's not gonna make it all the way, okay? When we're doing this, we wanna think whole leg, okay? How does this also work? If we're just doing our foot, what about our knee, right? This is something else we can think about too, right? You want to think your foot's turning on the heel, right? We are trying to get this foot to the corner, but we want the knee and everything to join it. Okay? So that exercise on your bed or sitting on the floor, it's not going to work on the sofa because your knees are bent, really. Okay? But anywhere you can sit with your legs extended will help. So let's try it again now that we have a little bit of a different visualization here. Right leg forward. Okay? Now I'm going to offer you alternatives, but I want to, eventually get you to the full posture, right? So thinking back, remember, we're still leaning into it. Now we're going to rotate. Think turning that whole leg in the socket. How do we also do that? Relax it back for a second, okay? First things first, shifting all that weight back, right? So if you're here, you're never going to be able to turn it all the way because you have too much weight on the right leg, okay? So first, check, weight all the way back, all the way in that left leg. Now, turn from your waist, turn your whole leg as far as you can. You are pigeon-toed for a second. Then we're immediately going to shift back and relax the left foot. Now, they are on one line for a moment, but that's just because we're going to immediately pick up. And remember, we have to step wide enough and then move forward and turn. Was it a little bit better? Nice.
Much better.
Yes. It's one of the hardest ones, right? So these transitions are like the magic, right? We can all get into a beautiful single whip. We can all do a beautiful push, but how do we nail the transitions? The transitions are what really help our body, okay? They help open our body in new ways and they help us find relax, right? Because relax is that opening, but having breath control, right? So if you ever can't breathe, and you find yourself struggling, I'm going to invite you to ask where you can relieve tension in your body. All right, so let's do it again. I'm going to talk about what we can do if we can't get our foot to the corner, right? Which is totally normal. So we start in a beautiful bow stance, check. Stepping out, remember 2 lines, right? We shift back. We really shift that weight back. We've got this. We're going to turn as far as we can. Maybe that only gets us straight. We can shift our weight back and relax our foot, okay? Now, from here, we can step out, but what's gonna happen? Now our knee's twisted, right? So how do we avoid that? I wanted you to do that for a reason. Let's start again, okay? How can we check ourselves so that we don't twist our knees? Shift our weight back. We turn as far as we can. Now, we can pick up and step, and then relax the foot and step out, okay? So we can add that stepping, okay, as an adjustment. The other thing we can do from here is once we sink back and we turn on our heel as far as we can now pick up our heel and turn on our toe. Then relax our left foot and then pick up and step out. That one might feel a little bit better, okay? Remember to do what feels natural, okay? To make those adjustments for yourself because alignment when we step out and have all of the weight on that leg is what's most important, okay? We're here to heal our bodies, right? We want that great alignment in our knees to protect our joints. However you need to get there, I prefer the second one, okay? From here, shifting your weight back enough, priority number one, right? Turning as far as you can, then turn on the toes, okay? Then relax your left foot. Then pick up and step wide enough. All right, feeling better? Okay, now let's do it with the arms, right? Because we can nail the legs by themselves, but then we add the arms in and it's like everything goes out the window sometimes, right? Again, totally normal, all right? So let's start from push. All right, nice starting position. Beautiful. Okay, remember with our palms, a little bit rounded like you're holding a ball. Yes, and relax your fingers a little bit. I want you to, yeah, just enough. That's beautiful, okay? So important because once we get to this point, the energy kind of stops here a little, okay? So we just want enough that we're extended out. That is so beautiful, okay? Now, I want to invite you to keep that palm shape throughout the entire time, okay? That's the hard part, all right? So from here, flatten the palms and shift all that weight back. Okay, now waist turns, left arm goes first. Both arms go and we turn on that right heel. Maybe we turn on the toes so we can get to the corner. Push down, fingertips point together as we relax that left foot. Arms come to the right side. We're gonna make a hook, turn over the palm, pick up, and then stepping out, we ward off, and then palm. Single whip. Was it better? Yes. Remember here, okay? So in yoga, if you've ever done yoga, you'll see warrior, right? Okay, we want to nix that and relax it in, okay? So it's the difference of being 180 degrees versus 135, if that helps, okay? So we have 135, so we're from straight to corner versus straight to straight, okay? So another one of the principles of practice, we're really diving into those today, right, is chest sinking in, back rounded. So that does not mean that we're doing this, okay? But it means that we're not doing this, okay? So we have to find this in between where we can allow what we call the energy to sink in. So like sometimes you'll see a lot of people who do yoga, really like their ribs are lifted up, okay? Not in Tai Chi. We want to let everything come down to your center, okay? We want to think that the energy in the center of our body is this, okay? The center, all right? So we're going to breathe all the way down to the belly. We're going to let everything sink in. How do we do that? By letting the chest relax, okay? We don't want to go too far, right? But we don't want to open too much. True Tai Chi fashion, right? How do we find that in between of bent but not bent, straight but not straight, sinking but not sinking too much, lifting but not lifting too much, right? Okay. So much information, right? I want to remind you that your practice is going to go through stages, okay? So those stages are going to hone you in to where it is for your body that's best. One of them being chest sinking in, back rounded, the other one being the lean. So you'll be leaning too much and then not enough. And then you'll go, and eventually you'll kind of find it, but it's always going to ebb and flow. That is Tai Chi, okay? So let's do it again. Let's start from push. Let's really nail in that hip rotation here, okay? So from push, flatten the arms as you sink back. Turning from your waist, left arm peels off first, then turning. Remember, turn the knee and the foot as far as you can. Pressing down, shift your weight back. Relax that left foot. Make a hook. Pick up. Standing ward off and stop. Why am I asking you to stop? Where's your weight? Okay, so we just touching. Now, enough weight so that we can move forward. Now check. Are we too open or are we chest sinking in, back rounded enough? Hook hand a little bit higher than the palm. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, any questions on that portion? Did we nail that leg rotation this time? All right, so important, okay? That's really gonna come into play later on as well. It really does help to sit on any sort of flat surface and rotate our legs like that. It's actually really good for your hip flexors as well. If we do a lot of sitting in life, I invite you to do that in general. All right, it's just a great way to wake up the legs. All right, so let's start at punch. Let's put it all together. All right, so we're gonna start on the back side of that punch. All right, so sinking into that right leg, stepping out with the left palm's out in front. Right hand's at your hip, right? Now again, on that chest sinking in, back rounded tip, we're not here, we're here, right? So that right elbow is kind of pointing towards the corner. And remember that left palm is sitting up because it's holding someone back, right? So if I come and line up with my door right there, you can imagine that's a person. And now as you punch, we're going to punch through, okay? So from here, palm sitting up, holding back your opponent, punching through. Beautiful. Okay, now shift back some weight. And then we're going to turn and open and connect out. Remember to pour that weight back in. Okay, now rotate that left palm, fist open. Bend that right arm underneath as you step out. Hinge the right arm up, press down with the left palm, ward off right. Rotate both arms, the corner. Shift your weight back, turn from your waist, roll back. Touch the forearm. Expand out for press. Open up both arms. Come back over the ball, sit up the palms so that we can push. Single whip, flatten both arms. Turn from your waist. Remember, turn that whole leg as far as you can. Press down, make a hook, step wide enough, single whip. Nice, and postures. Looking good. All right, want to do one more time before we close class? All right, let's do it. So from that back position of the punch, all right, palm sitting up. Remember, we're holding back our opponent. Our waist is turned, fist is by the hip, shoulders relaxed. Okay, looking towards that punching direction and punch. Shift some weight back. The arms start changing. As we pour that weight in, we ward off. Remember, diagonal with the fist out in front. Rotate. Close the arms as you step. Hinge that right arm up. Ward off right. Rotate to the corner. Left palm to the sky. Right palm seated. Roll back. Shift and turn. Touching the forearm. Expand out for press. Flatten both arms. Come back over the ball, sit up the palms, and push. Flatten the arms. Turn from your waist. Big turn. Press down and relax that left foot. Make a hook. Pick up. Single whip. Very nice. All right. So next week, we have wave hands like clouds. If you've been in the beginner classes, you're going to nail this and you're going to love next week. All right. So until then, I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining me today. So good having you here.